baby. Do a silhouette of clothes that were. Bitch, I don't know that word. I don't even know how to read. I don't know what it is. Clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro. I'ma just say this. I teach 7th grade, they actually still performing on the 4th grade level.
Oh, parents fault for what? For sending them to school and then the school is not teaching them how to read or write? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that the issue that I'm understanding? That you are a bad teacher and you're actually blaming the kids because they don't know anything about anything?
Asking them and recording this was a fellow student. Do you know that student is currently in trouble?
Hi everyone, welcome on today's episode. I'm glad and I'm very excited to have you today. Today we're going to talk about an interesting topic that most of us have been seeing getting more viral. Before, I want you to take a moment and subscribe, comment, share so that we can be together all in all other episodes, and you might not miss out on another episode that's coming next because you're going to get many of them. So first of all, here is something that is getting more confusing. Reading, writing, those are things that used to be basic things that a grown-up person could actually know, like how to read, how to write, but kind of really changing on today's world. So I want us to dive in straight into today's video so that we get more understanding about the crisis of literacy that is really happening in today's world. So stick around so that you may know more about this.
Read the English word for me. She wore a suit, clothes that were. Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat.
Don't tell me that you've been failing to read extraordinary, like.
What? Gertrude? No, explain what that means. I don't know. She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro.
Now I think it's getting more crazy. Maybe I don't want us to go back in days where they used to beat kids so bad or put more pressure on kids or like, you know, harass kids, because back in the days, you know, it was tough. But again, we can't, you know, make it this easy much that you as a high school student, you cannot even spell a word extraordinary. It's insane. It's really insane. Like, it's crazy.
But somewhat, what does that mean? She wore a lot. Wait, she wore. Bro, I don't know. Bro.
Because literally after high school, you're going maybe to look for a job, you know, like a part-time job that you can be doing, and you don't know how to communicate. You can say extraordinarily. I'm not here to judge. You're going to see by the end of this video, you are going to see the causes, like something that are causing this, because I don't think it's normal, but we're going to see.
Can you take the card back, please? She wore a. Oh, baby. She wore a silhouette of clothes that were. Bitch, I don't know that word. I don't even know how to read. I don't know what it is.
Guys, I thought reading and writing were the basic skills that we learned during primary. Actually, like those are the basic skills or elementary schools. And so you're trying to tell me that you're going to start reading and learning lessons in high school, in college? Is it even this? Is this real? Is this real world? Like, are we living in this? This is crazy. I think. Yes, I don't want us to go back in the days where things were harsh and kids could not shout or like the punishments were hard, because I think back in the days kids learned how to read and write and all the basic domestic, you know, household chores and everything. But again, at the top of that there was discipline. And so if there's not much discipline put onto kids that you have to read and write, and you know, like there's space for them to act on their pace, it's going to make maybe education reluctant. But if maybe put more harden, you know, toughen to some degree, people can maybe get to read and write in high school, because it's crazy to find like a person in high school, in college, that cannot read, write. And what are we talking about here? If you
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat gauche. Alright, now what does that mean? I have no idea.
So for me, after seeing this video, and tell me how 1, 2, 3 almost 4 kids, they didn't know how to read the sentence, and they didn't know how to read auxiliary. They didn't, and someone confessed that they didn't know how to read, and the literacy crisis is actually, real, I guess. And I think, there should be something, to be improved in one way or another.
One of my friends is teaching a class and he continually keeps telling me, "Man, they can't read, bro. These kids can't read. I don't understand. They can't read or write." That's your fault. That's actively an issue on you. You need to figure out how to teach these kids how to read and write. I don't trust you. I'm not sending my kids to you. You actually making them stupider. I don't know what's going on.
I understand that there is a part that teachers should pay. Actually, a big part in teaching kids to read and write and all the things. But again, you cannot say that the teacher is the one who made your kid stupid. Like, in what way? Sometimes you can teach a kid and it fails, But you cannot say that the teacher is the one making the kids not know how to read and write. Yes, of course, he or she have to put some strictness so that the kid can know how to read and write. Yes, of course, with some care, because the person is a kid. But again, you as a parent, you also have a lot to pray, because obviously a kid is a kid. He doesn't know what is wrong and right, so he's going to do everything the way he wants. If he thinks that I don't want to read, I don't want to put much energy in reading and writing, obviously he's not going to do so. But if you as a parent, you say, you know what, you have to know how to read and write and be strict, and then the teachers put some effort on doing that, then it's going to complement each other, and then the kids maybe is going to know how to read and write. Because back in the days, kids were, they were treated in some more, strict way, which was not really all that good. But again, it wasn't all that bad, because they were sent to wars after schools, to colleges, to build families, and then so they had to pack them in schools with so much knowledge, with so much wisdom, so much discipline, so that they could go and perform well in the world. So I think it has to be applied in today's education. Something is not clicking.
He said, "No, man, it's their parents' fault." Parents' fault for what? For sending them to school and then the school is not teaching them how to read or write? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that the issue now I'm understanding? That you are a bad teacher and you're actually blaming the kids because they don't know anything about anything? Say, "Yeah, but back in my day," I don't care about back in your day. Back in your day, you also didn't have thousands of YouTubers. Back in your day, you had to work in a labor mill. I don't know. Back in my day, it was horrible. Yeah, we had to walk to school and all this other stuff, but we have better advancements. You shouldn't want your kids to suffer. You should also teach them things you want to teach them. If they're having an issue with a subject or they don't know a word like silhouette or something, or gouache or whatever it is, or what crazy words you don't know. First of all, silhouette is a French word. No one's supposed to know that word. It's French. It's not American. It's not English. Same with rendezvous. Nobody knows those words. It's ridiculous to actually assume a kid should know those words. Attacking people for not knowing words or...
I don't think people should be attacked for being less educated, but I do think it should be questioned why they are less educated. I think so. So I cannot attack you that why don't you know how to read and write as an old person, but maybe I can get a problem with that. Like, why don't you know how to read? Why don't you know how to write? Not in a way of attacking you, but in a way of wanting to know, like, what caused that. The more generation goes by, and then the toughness in education and actually in everything, it gets reluctant, and then things don't work as they used to be. And I don't feel like there's so much problem with that, but I do think we should question about that so much.
No, y'all, can we talk about it? Can we please talk about it? Let's take a moment to discuss. Let's take a moment to debrief. Let's take a moment to unpack. So I'm not really understanding why they're not telling y'all. Like, we all know that the world is behind, like, globally, like, because of the pandemic and stuff. But I don't understand why they're not stressing to y'all how bad it is. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but these kids are... I'm going to just say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level. I don't care how you flip it, turn it, swing it, swindle it. They still performing on the 4th grade level. Ain't nobody talking about how they just keep moving, passing them on. They just keep passing them on, 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 passing them on. I can put as many zeros in this grade because I want to. They gonna move that y'all to 8th grade next year. But ain't nobody talking about that. Why they not talking about that? Why they not telling y'all that y'all... And why don't y'all know that y'all kids not performing on their grade level? Why y'all don't know this? Why y'all don't...
But I'm getting confused. If you are a teacher and I'm seeing the report of my kid having an A, and you're telling me that I don't know that my kid is not performing on, maybe on a 4th grade level, when maybe he is in 8th grade, I don't know. Like, I understand that parents have a part to play with that. I understand that teachers have a part to play with that. But again, we should understand the world, how it is really running. Some parents really do not have, the time that they get to have with their kids is so small, and when they get that time, sometimes they put so much time in making fun and making memories that they feel like if I saw my kids report and have my kid is really knowledgeable, and maybe we didn't have so much time that we get with reading and writing, and it's like sometimes you have to understand some things. So this is why I think like the education system, the schools and whatever, they should put kids in the places they are. I understand what you're saying. Education and schools, they're in business. Obviously, they want the kids to pursue so that they get money and they bring more kids to their schools. I understand the point of view and I understand where the schools are coming from. But again, we have to understand that education is something that have to be put in much in effort. So if all your graduates are going to go out there in the world, but they're not being able to perform out in the world, and what's the point of view of having many graduates? Like this all thing, I think it's really messy, and it's
talk about it. Let's unpack, because y'all be quick to talk about, oh, the teacher this, the teacher this, the teacher, it's your job, baby. I just got here 30 days ago. She was performing on 12th grade. Why we not talk? Well, let's talk about it.
Where high school students are being asked to read a passage and certain words, and they're struggling. Like, it's really bad. I'm a veteran teacher, and I know how bad it's gotten, but I had secondhand embarrassment watching both of those videos. Like, it was awful. Words like silhouette, extraordinary, colonel, choir, accommodate, schedule. They struggle to read those words. And you can say it's parents, you can say it's teachers, but we all know it's also systemic. So now the person asking them and recording this was a fellow student. Do you know that student is currently in trouble, currently being threatened with no prom and no graduation because of that video? So the student in question posted this: I would post a part 3, but the school board is trying to expel me, stop me from going to prom, and stop me from walking at graduation, all because you expose what everybody already knows, that kids can't read and they struggle with spelling and writing essays. Who doesn't already know that? I will say these kids post all manner of nonsense and foolishness on a daily basis, and I don't see the school board running to take it down, but because kids can't read and they're interviewing each other.
I do get where she's coming from. Like, kids post so much, things on the internet that maybe they take down the board of the school. But posting, like, this is something normal. Like, this is reaction and not fair. Like, a kid interviewing his fellow, students about a sentence and asking them, there's no fault. Actually, this is unfair. Like, there's no fault for this kid. He posted the video because it was fun to him, but he wasn't really, I don't think he had intention of embarrassing and all that. But again, this is something like most people know. I mean, like, this has even woken up parents to put more energy on how their kids and all that, like they're learning. And I really do think that this is really unfair for the kid to be exposed, because he exposed something that is really normal, and I don't think he intentionally posted the video to embarrass any student in this video, because literally it was like something that anyone could do, like interview his fellow students, spelling a sentence and all that, because in his back of the mind maybe he was like, this is fun, he didn't intentionally want to embarrass the student or the school either ways. But the truth came out, and maybe the school is not doing that great work, and students are having trouble with this and writing and all that. And this video have even helped the parents to get awakened up on how their kids are learning and reading skills and all that. But again, why is he threatening not to go in the prom and the graduation and all that? Why? Like, why? Because what? Because expose something that we all know. This is really not fair. Actually, like, this is not fair. There's so much the school that can put down on the internet, not this video. So I hope you had a good one watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Have a good one, and make sure to subscribe, share and comment. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.